Hi everybody, it's Pam from Flaunta Fitness UK and Fit Mums and Bumps. I'm just going through a little video today of positions that you can use through your stages in labour. There has been another labour video there to break down the 3 different stages of labour, and there's also a short one on breathing. So these are some positions that you can choose to ease the pain of labour, help you into positions that you're a bit more comfortable. And it's quite handy to go through this with your birthing partner as well, so that they are aware. So the first one we're going to go do is I've used the ball as well, just to put it to good use. So my ball's a little bit too soft, but you do want your knees to be a wee bit higher, your hips a wee bit higher. So the first one you would do is you're sitting on your ball. If you find that when it moves around is too, you feel it's not stable enough, place it against a wall or against the couch or something. So your feet are just quite nice and wide and you're just leaning forwards and leaning back. That can ease a little bit of back pain. And what you would do is you would breathe out as you go forwards, breathe in as you come back. This is a really nice one to do when you're at the hospital stage of your contractions, and it can help just to calm you down when you're doing the breath with it. Your partner could be behind you, maybe giving you your lower back a little bit of a rub with the heel of their hands, or giving your shoulders a little massage, or just generally supporting you, so they could be holding you as you are going forwards and back. They could hold your hands as well. The next one, up towards these are all fine for through labour. They're also fine to do just to release off any lower back pain at later stages in pregnancy. Bouncing on the ball, which a lot of people recommend you do this for getting labour started. So generally just bouncing. It's actually great all of these are great postnatally as well. Using that gym ball postnatally, baby, if you're holding baby, then it saves you walking around trying to shush them. Doing a little bit of gentle bouncing on the ball can really make a difference as well. So it's really good for settling baby if they're a little bit uncomfortable or a little bit upset and you're not quite sure. And yes, you can walk the floor patting them, but then your posture starts to get affected by that. So this can really help because it keeps the pelvis in that position. So hands and knees, you can do this one just kind of upright. So you've got your knees nice and wide, and you can just sway. You don't need the ball for this. You could do this one with a chair or the edge of your couch, kneeling down, and you can also lean over it. So when you're at hospital, you could do this against the beds, move all the way up and down. So you can do it standing, you can do it kneeling, and you can do it so you could be sitting on the ball but leaning forwards onto the bed. And it really helps just to loosen off into the lower back, encourages baby to come down into the pelvis as well. So these are quite similar to the video that you'll have of those moves to do in the later weeks of pregnancy, because they're all used to encourage baby to move down. If you've got breech position as well, it might be helpful. So that was your hip sway, leaning over, yeah. And you can also do that if it's uncomfortable being here. You can take one leg forwards and drop down and do it that way, just if that makes you feel a little bit more stable. Rocking side to side, rocking forwards and back here can just really help to ease the pain and let you focus a little bit. It keeps you a wee bit more relaxed and lets you focus on your breath for those contractions. Standing and leaning over. So yeah, you would stand and you would have, oh excuse me, that's gonna roll out. You could have the bed raised all the way up, standing on the bed here, swaying side to side. Your partner could be just holding the hips and gently guiding you side to side, so you're not kind of physically having to do it. They would just hold you there, or they could be just placing their hands onto your lower back, or just generally there for you as well. So one knee, the standing. Yeah, other one with your partner is just standing face to face. You're standing quite far around. You've got their hands around the back of their neck and resting your head on their chest and just moving from side to side and just breathing, getting them to breathe with you. You could also do it so you can lean against them and their hands come round, maybe holding on to bump. You can do it seated, so they would be sitting on a chair and you would be down here, kind of on the floor, leaning back against them. So they would have their arms underneath here both of their arms underneath your shoulders, and kind of gently rocking you side to side or helping you move kind of forwards and back, just if you're more comfortable being on the floor. And again, you could do that on your ball with them standing behind you, as long as you're supporting. The best way for them to support you is basically taking their hands, they're standing behind you, taking their hands underneath, and their arms would basically be through here. So that's a really good way to get them to help support. You could do some squats, really early stages of labour, some squats, so you can use the ball either against the wall, some squats down and squats up. There, you can do that with your partner without the ball. So they would be facing you and you're holding on to them and squatting down, having your feet wide, because this is a position you want to be encouraging baby to come down. So if the pelvis, if the hips are a wee bit wider, so you're holding on to them, they're squatting down. Or again, they can stand behind you and they're guiding you down, so they're squatting with you as well. Can be really helpful. So the supported squats, yep. Yeah, do it with your partner. A couple ones on your knees. Again, really good for labour, early stages of labour, at that stage that you're at home, encouraging baby to get down. So when you want to try and rest and stuff, but if you're sitting down all the time, gravity isn't able to do its job then, so trying to get gravity involved. So you're doing here, side to side. Walking up and down the stairs can be good, or standing on the stairs, doing some of your breathing. So you've got maybe a foot 2 steps up, doing your breathing, because that opens out into the pelvis a little bit more. So you breathe, just focus on your breath to help relax and get the baby into position. Side lying position, so that obviously you're not on your back. And a side lying position, if you're encouraged to be on the bed through pregnancy, through labour, when you're actually at that pushing stage, a side lying position is much more effective than lying on your back position. Yes, you'll be kind of propped up a wee bit. So the whole lying on the back during pregnancy thing doesn't really matter at that point, because your back's raised. But if you're lying on your sides, then what happens is when baby is coming out, the coccyx at the back, the tailbone moves to allow the baby to come out, whereas if you're lying on your back, that's not going to be able to move anywhere, whereas when you're side lying, then you'll be able to do that. So side lying position is a really good position. If you have to be on the bed for maybe you or the baby being monitored for heart rate or anything like that, then that's obviously a choice to take. Actual pushing birthing positions, on your knees. I don't think very often it's done standing, but you can be standing, or side lying. On your knees, you would be on the bed, or you would be on the floor, and it just is whatever you are comfortable in. Just make sure that you are comfortable. If you're told, oh, you need to stay on the bed, then I would definitely recommend the side lying, and being kind of maybe on here as often as you can. I kind of just remember leaning over onto the bed, being on the ball for the majority of the time. Partner can be over the other side of the bed holding your hands, helping with your breath, getting them to practice this beforehand, giving you a little bit of massage into the lower back. You might be able to get the access to a TENS machine, which helps for pain relief as well. So yeah, that's some options there. Hopefully that helps. And yeah, practicing them, getting into the habit of doing them daily, particularly if you are off on maternity. Maybe use that as your right. If I'm finished at 38 weeks, then every day this is one of the things I just do, is those exercises. If you can get them in probably from about 36, then it would be probably much more beneficial, and you just get more practice, so they're more likely to stay in there. Because when you're in that labour suite, everything you have in your mind is going to go out. So using your birthing preferences, like your sort of birthing plan as such, I refer to it as birthing preferences, because a plan, very often it won't go to plan, and that can lead to feelings of sort of failure and stuff, and you most certainly are not a failure being pregnant or giving birth in any way, shape or form. So using the word birthing preferences, that you would prefer to be more active through birth, and hopefully the midwife will encourage that. But if your partner knows it, then they can kind of be your voice as such, because when you are trying to breathe and focus and you've got the pain of your contractions and stuff, you won't really be thinking all this through. You won't remember this video at that point, but your partner might. So putting it all down your birthing preferences. Hopefully that helps, and if you've got any questions, just drop me a wee message. Speak to you soon. Bye.